Good morning, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? Keep your eyes open for Smaug because gold at 3,311. Now it's up to, correct me, 3,315. No drops, a little drop at 4 in the morning, just $15, and then back up, and then up at 10 o'clock. I was worried and nothing, and now we're back up. This is going to be a high day. This is going to be 33.50. We're on our way. This hasn't even started yet, right? This is the argument with Alistair McLeod, Alligator, and anybody else that wants to challenge me. This is not the dollar going down. Silver. Why isn't silver moving? 32.87. Why isn't it at 75 or 100? Because the derivatives are keeping it down. Well, that's what's happened here. The derivatives have kept this down to 33.17. God, 33.7. It's gone up $6 and I've been on for all of a minute 40. So this price is COMEX. This price is the real price of gold and silver. So that's why you keep seeing COMEX, and it just keeps going because we're nowhere near what this real price is. And this real price has got nothing to do with the dollar going down and gold going up. It's not gold going up. The dollar is at zero. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about that the dollar's going down. Where's it going down to? It's at zero. The dollar has gone down. There is no more. Will it, this is worth a penny, maybe. This is worth nothing, not even a penny. How much lower can this go to make gold go up? This gold price is because you've doing what you do in silver. You've depressed the price because of fixing it, not because of free market. And what it's doing now, it's free marketing. And the free market at 33.16, 33.17 is the market saying, hey, I need gold. Gold is not a want anymore. It's a need. It's a need like money is a need. And what do I need by that? Well, if we go back to this, why do we have this? It's a medium of exchange. We go to work, we get paid. What do we get paid in? Okay, we've determined that this is the easiest thing. You can keep it in your pocket. We can electronically make debit and credit cards with it. Everybody accepts it. It's the medium of exchange. 1 second. Little drama for you. So in our discussions about money, the medium of exchange is this. So you didn't need gold. You wanted gold, like you wanted a Picasso, like you wanted a Mantle card, like you want golf clubs. That's what gold was. Gold is not, I want it anymore. Gold is now, I need it. Well, what do you mean, Howard? Well, we know that we need money to buy and sell things, to get paid, to accumulate things, to live, right? To pay rent, mortgage, food, utilities, a car, gas. You need something to buy that with. And this, you fucked up. This is worthless. You've ruined them. You've ruined the medium of exchange. You broke it. Yes, you fucked it up. So now, because those are worthless, you now need gold and silver as the money to buy everything. And it's coming. It's not needed today because nobody understands what this is, and they still are taking it, but we're not taking it. I don't want it. If I get a paycheck or Social Security or whatever I get, I get turn it into gold and silver as soon as I can. I Rumpelstiltskin it. That's all you can do is say, fine, I'll take it, but I'm only taking it to buy gold. That's it. That's the only reason I'm taking it is to buy gold. And why? Because I need money to buy things, because I need to eat. I need to, put gas in my car. I need a car. I need clothes. So I need everything. And that's why I do it. So with that said, as you're ruining this dollar, now I need gold to do all those things, to do all to eat, to clothes, to have a house, to have utilities. I now need money. And you've destroyed the money, you Keynesian assholes in charge who are clueless, who think, well, if I keep money, then it doesn't have to be backed by gold. I can print it to death. And that's all it is your JP Morgans and your Gates and Zuckerbergs and all these idiots thinking, oh, well, we'll keep the dollar around because then we can print it and steal from everybody. That's their idea of finance, but it doesn't work. We can print as much as we want. Does not work. You cannot do that. One more time out. Sorry, I had to get my pita. So you can't do that anymore because you've ruined the dollar. You can't print it to death. So they're all trying to steal it. Your Warren Buffets and your Gates and all these guys are, let's steal it. Your Bidens, your Clintons, your Obamas, your Pelosi's, all these crooks that somehow get elected because there's no rhyme or reason to get elected. Election is not based on qualifications. It's just based on, well, Pelosi's in a district, she'll always win. San Francisco's crooked. So what you have is a bunch of crooks in politics, very corrupt. They don't listen to the laws. It's a nightmare. But for them, the best is to print money or insider trading and buy stocks. And they all think we're a bunch of idiots. That's the biggest part of it. They think we're fucking morons, that we don't know what's going on. Well, I got news for you. We know exactly what's going on. You're doing insider trading and you're breaking the dollar and you're forcing the need for gold and silver. But people are just waking up to gold. They don't understand it because they've been told it's nothing. They're running into Bitcoins like a bunch of idiots. I'll go into Bitcoin. Okay, you want to go into Bitcoin? All right, let's use Cal Ripken Jr. We haven't used him. Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Can you see it? Yeah. Can you hold it? Excuse me. Can you hold it? Yeah. You can see it. You can hold it. You know it's real. Can you see Bitcoin? No. Can you hold it? No. So you're actually putting money into something that doesn't exist. It's not real. You can't even see it. You can't hold it. You don't even know what it is, right? So how are you buying Bitcoin? Well, it's going up. It's worth 80,000. So I'll buy it because it's worth 80,000. Why? Why is it worth 80,000? Do you have any clue? No. Why will it go up? Do you have any clue? No. Why does it go down? Do you have any clue? No. So you're in something that you don't even know what it is. You can't see it. You can't hold it. And you don't know why it goes up, down, except for the Russian mafia manipulate it. as they launder their money and raise the price, and then they sell it. Who do you think sold it when it got to 105 and went down to 77? The Russian mafia. Larry Fink. You're in bed with the biggest criminals in the world, and you're happy with that. So instead of going into gold, where you should be, and silver, you're in Bitcoin, something you don't even know what it is, because the Russian mafia moved the price up. And so because the price is going up, you're in it. Wow. I got oceanfront property here in Detroit. I'll sell you anytime. Yeah, by the way, there's no oceans here, but if you're this stupid, then you'll probably buy it. I don't care about hurting people's feelings. If you're that stupid, you deserve to get your feelings hurt. So, to quote Howard Cosell, I'm here to tell you the way it is. Telling it the way it is. Is Bitcoin going to help you? You don't even know what the fuck it is. How do you get it? Well, it's in my wallet that if I forget the password, it's gone. Sounds like a reason. There's no password retrieval. Sounds like a real good system. And I don't know what it is. So I got Bitcoin. Here it is. The only Bitcoin that I see is the gold, the piece of gold that says B on it, claiming to be Bitcoin, so it can be called. Why do they call it the digital gold for? Is it gold? Well, you don't know. You can't see it. You can't hold it. You can't feel it. You can't put it in your hands. You can't put it in your safe. You can't go try to sell it because you actually have it. I mean, I've seen some people fall for Madoff before, but okay, my dad was in it and he made money, so the son goes in it and the daughter goes in it. I'm one of the few that escaped it because I knew the returns were bullshit. A lot of people were stupid. They weren't even blinded by the return, because you could have made that return buying gold instead of Madoff and you wouldn't have had the risk. But they decided to get into a get-rich-quick scheme, which shows you about people wanting to get into a get-rich-quick scheme, Bitcoin, instead of really understanding what to get in. So we're looking at gold that hasn't even so since we've been talking, it went from 33.11, it's now 33.23. This might hit 3,400 today, but look, it's over. Silver's up 63 cents, not even at 33 yet, and gold's up $100, 33.23. If I stay on 2 hours, we might see 3,400. And gold hasn't even started moving yet. So it was at 1,800 when I started these classes 3-4 years ago. And I'm as sure of gold moving now as I was then, because the need for gold is there. The money's printed to death. That's what's called inflation. I hate when people can't explain inflation. They go, well, there's inflation, and then there's money devaluation. Dude, it's the same fucking thing. Inflation is not prices. It's the dollar going down in value. You need more dollars to buy Coca-Cola and Pepsi. That's what inflation is. It's not prices. It's the value of the dollar dropping because you're printing the shit out of it. And yet people still don't get it. Well, it's inflation, or it's also devaluing the money. These are guys like doing shows like I'm doing, and you just shake your head going, why are you on? You don't know what you're talking about. So gold turns from a want to a need, sort of like a Picasso, a Rolex, the Cal Ripken card, the Mantle cards. This is not a need. This is a want, right? This is a want, right? I love pulling out my cards. Want, but not a need. It's turning into a need because you need to get out of this. So you have to replace this with real assets, a Rolex, a card, gold and silver. You need real asset. That's what you need. And that's all you can do is Now, what's the best need to get into? And the best need to get into is real money. It's nice to get into the Ripken or the Lemieux card. It'd be nice to get into these, but these are not needs. These are wants, because they're going to go up in value because the dollar will be worthless. The Rolex, if you want, do you want a Rolex? You don't need one, but do you want one? Do you want to protect your money with a Rolex? Any real asset will do. Bitcoin, I'm sorry, is not a real asset, and I would not put my money. If I had 500,000, I would not buy 500,000 worth of Bitcoin. You'd have to be out of your mind. What did you buy? Bitcoin. What is it? Well, I really don't know. I can't see it. I can't touch it. I have no idea why the price goes up and down, but I just bought 500,000 worth. Yeah, there's a mental hospital down the road. Why don't I drop you off there? Or you can buy gold and silver. 500,000 in gold doesn't buy you what it did when I started this venture 5 years ago, but it buys you. It's you have no risk in the portfolio. It's going to go up, and it hasn't started yet. And that's where people are beginning to realize it's a need. It's been a want, but now it's a need, because we now realize that these, and not everybody's realizing it, these are worthless. And you can add the British pound, you can add the yuan, the yen, the ruble, you can add any paper currency you want, the Swiss franc. These are all worthless. And the need for money is going exponential. That's why this price is. It doesn't matter what this price is. It's 33.22 right now. It doesn't matter. I have to get out of dollars, yen, whatever currency, wherever I live, and get into gold and silver, real money. I have to. It's a need to get into gold and silver. This price hasn't even started yet. People are becoming aware, but this price hasn't even started. My initial thought was 20,000. Now I'm thinking 30, but as I showed you, and I can show you again, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, the frenzy when he sells the orange juice at 142, and everybody comes over to buy it because they gotta get out because something's going on, and then they see there's nothing wrong with the orange juice, which I don't know why that wasn't done in the beginning of the trading, not in the middle. And everybody's in at 140, and they got to get the hell out because there's nothing wrong with the orange juice. Therefore, supply is going to remain strong. Therefore, price will stay low. And then it ends up at 29. And that frenzy to get out of the orange juice is the same frenzy that I'm betting on will happen in the dollar, whatever dollar it is. And I'm a pretty good gambler. So if I'm betting on it, you can bet on it. And that's where we're at. It turns into a need. It turns into what we must have, not we hope. We can't count on the government to bail us out because the money that the government's had. How do we trust the government that's got us into this situation in the first place? The government fixes the stock market. They screw the dollar to nothing. They try to hold the price of gold down. This is the government. What kind of corrupt bullshit is this? Who's in charge of this government? And do you trust this Soros guy, Scott Besser? Do you trust the Soros guy with our money? No. Sorry, I don't trust Nazis with my money. So we can't trust the government to help us. All they do is hurt us. Look at Social Security. I just did my taxes yesterday. And because I had unemployment and I had a W-2 and I took money out of my 401k and I had Social Security, I had to pay income tax on my Social Security. Wait a minute. I worked. You take the money out of my paycheck, put it over here. I go to get it, and you want to tax it to me as income. You want to trust this government, right? So I want to not walk, but run away from this government as far as I can get it. And the best way to do it is freedom. And the best freedom is gold and silver. You have it. There's no interest. There's no dividends. There's, it's a perfect thing. You just have it. They don't know you have it, which is the best thing. The less the government knows about you, the better off you are. And gold and silver is a pretty quiet thing. Take cash, buy it, put it in your safe. You're done. Do not put it in the bank, Social Security, or safety deposit box. Because the bank will close and they won't let you get your money out of the bank. Sorry, we're closed. Can't get to your safety deposit box. So you can't trust the bank or government. Why you would is beyond me. What have they ever done that's helped you? Nothing. It's a nightmare. They're a nightmare. They've caused unemployment. They've caused wars. They've caused depressions. And right now they're teeing it up to cause another depression with whatever the hell Trump's doing with tariffs. Tariffs are depression. What are you doing? You're raising costs all over. Nobody can afford anything. Everybody's going to get fired from their jobs. Nobody's going to have money to buy anything, any goods or services, except for we'll have a little bit of money to buy food. Be lucky to pay our rents and mortgages. If you need clothes, good luck. It's going to be terrible unless you have gold and silver. Then you'll be okay. But all these people like Warren Buffett with all these billions of dollars in monopoly money, good luck to you, Warren. You're about broke right now. So, and then anybody that tells you to go into stocks has to be out of their mind. Stocks a Ponzi scheme. They set the prices, you don't. Then you have the money at the banks. They'll take that from you. There was one thing. They'll kill you on the interest rates, so good luck selling your house. Nobody can afford to buy it. There's one thing I can't think of it right now. It'll pop back in. So you have all this that you can't trust except for gold and silver. So that's where your thought should be in your demand and your need. Now gold and silver is a need, not a want. And if you're understanding that, as you should now, listening to the professor here, you get out of it. You just get your paycheck and monopoly money, and you go Rumpelstiltskin it to the gold store while you still can. Now, me and you, we should be able to buy an ounce here, 2 ounces here. We're not going to be able to find big 400-ounce bricks. That's millions of dollars anyway. We can't find that. We couldn't buy those. But that's what you do is you keep going. And so gold at $30,000 is not it's conservative. Silver at $3,000 is conservative. I think silver goes much higher. And you keep hearing all these guys, silver's going to go, you can retire on 1 ounce of silver. And okay, guys, you don't even understand what the fuck you're talking about. Silver doesn't move until Basel III comes in and blows up COMEX. And that's not happening until July. So right now it's a great buying opportunity with the thought of July 1st is when it starts moving. Right now it's being held down, and it's not being held down by China, Alistair McLeod. It's being held down by the derivative banks, by the bullion banks, because all their shorts are in at 25, 24, 23. And if they let the price go to 35, they're all broke. That's who's holding down silver. God, China. Why would China hold down silver price? Come on. We then have these tariffs that are keeping, the thought has been so stupid because we buy everything from China, and now we're tariffing China. We can't buy anything. All these goods, all these minerals, phones, everything. Apple's there. A lot of the car companies, and they've said, "Fuck off." Then we're not going to sell to you. You want to tariff it? We'll sell somewhere else who we don't have to pay a tariff for because it's called competition, and we don't want your dollar anyway because it's worthless. So the more and more this is happening, the more and more the demand for gold and silver are there. And you're able to get it dirt cheap. And don't think for a minute gold is at 33.26 now, is anywhere near its high. The high's up here. Let's call it 30,000. It's at 3,300. Do not think that this number at COMEX is anywhere near the market. Because as you can see, it's up another $101, $103 today. Well, if it was at its number, it wouldn't be out. Nobody would buy it. It's too high. And yet they're buying it as much as they can. We're buying as much as we can. Because the real key is you need the gold and silver as money. And you'll pay as much as you have to get it, because what you have is worthless. This isn't going to help you, right? You can't eat with it. You can't pay rent. You can't get clothes. You can't travel. You can't buy gas for your car. You can't do anything with this because these are worthless. I won't tell you because they're the government and they like to lie to you. I'm not the government and I have no reason to lie to you. That's what you have, is you have the need for gold at any price. And if it's too high for an ounce, the ounce will cost you 33.26 plus 110. It'll cost you 34.36. But say you can't. Well, let's go to eBay. As silver sitting at 32.91. Let's go to eBay. So you're interested in buying gold. Here's a tenth of an ounce of maple leaf you can get for $370. Oh, well, that's not going to cost me $3,300. It's a tenth of an ounce, but it's $3. Here's a quarter of an ounce of Cougaran you could get for $884. It's about $900 for American. Well, there it is, $927 for an Eagle. I'd get the Cougaran. It's cheaper. It's a quarter ounce of gold. What do I care? Here's a nice Rolex watch at $820,000. Here's a half ounce, 1818, Mockingbird next to the Munsters. So I don't have to necessarily get an ounce. I can get 1,800 for a half, 900, 930 for a quarter, and a tenth of an ounce for 370. So I don't need the whole ounce at 3,900 or 3,400. So I don't need that. I can buy it. But it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what you have. Here we have a full ounce, 35.21, right on cue. Tenth of an ounce, 356. A Pavel suit. We've got a quarter ounce, 956, and a quarter ounce maple leaf at 759. This is probably not there anymore. Yeah, out of stock. I got to take this out of my watch. People are lazy. They'll run an auction, and then if the price keeps going up, they don't delete their auctions. My Brady card, if I can get an 8 on it, 229,000. A lot of gold. Here's a half ounce, 1770. And then here's a 1 ounce maple leaf, 3501. And my mantle card, 60,000. How come the mantle card is not going up when the dollar goes down? Let's see. Here's a Cougaran, 3480 for a 1 ounce. Here's a real Babe Ruth card, 1933. It's not even in condition. It's just authentic, 33,000. So what it says on this, thing is they're saying, yes, it's a real card, but they didn't get it graded. Let's see. Jerry Rice, rookie, 110,000. Joe Montana, 75,000 for his rookie. The Jordan rookie, 500,000. Why do you put in 499, 999? This isn't like selling. I get the 999 instead of $10 crap, but not on that. You don't have to go 499.99. Actually, I believe 500,000 would have worked better because you can say, "Oh, I bought it for $500,000." So you can see a 1 ouncer is going to cost you 3,500. My 1 ounces cost me about 1,800. I paid 100 over way back when. But do I want to profit take? Absolutely not. Because if I profit take, what happens? I got to get back into monopoly money, which I don't want to, which I know these are worthless. There's only one money now, gold and silver. Same thing. That's it. This is monopoly money, and this is monopoly money. And the euro's monopoly money, and the yen, and the ruble, and Swiss franc, British pound, Canadian, they're all monopoly money. So if I have gold, I don't want to profit take because that means I have to get back into monopoly money that has no value. Why would I want to do something that stupid? I'm a smart guy. I don't want to do stupid things. So I hold the gold that I got at 17, 1800. This I got at 250 actually. So there's no reason to sell it just to sell it. Now, if you have an expense, you want to go on a vacation, you want to pay a bill, then I would sell 1 ounce, get the money, get your 3,300, and then go pay your bill. Okay, that's perfectly fine. One, let's say you got 100 ounces. Well, the other 95 is staying in the safe. Maybe you take a few ounces to go on a trip to Hawaii and celebrate or whatever. It is not something that you profit take. It is not something that you, oh, well, it'll come down. Well, it ain't coming down. It's not something that, well, I'll look for something. See, in stocks, you might get out of Apple or Tesla now because they're tanking. And then maybe you get into Coca-Cola, or I doubt that because China's dumping that. See, China's dumping a lot of our goods, so the stocks are all going to get crushed. Apple, Tesla, these companies. This is why I think Musk is an idiot. He partnered with China. You trusting communists? Really? You're trusting China. Okay, good luck on that one. You do not trust China. You do not trust Russia. You certainly don't trust the U.S. You don't trust anybody. That's why you're in gold. The best thing Musk could have done was to transfer everything into gold, and he'd be happy as hell right now. But he's not intelligent, so he can't do that. So when you profit take in stock, Amazon goes up $100. And it starts coming down. You go, okay, let me get out of it. I made $90. And then you look for Disney or Coca-Cola or Paramount or, well, not GM or Ford, but, you go into, NVIDIA or one of these others and you move it because it's low and you think you can make a profit. So the reason you buy and sell is you profit take, you buy low, you sell high. So it goes high. You think, okay, it's done. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to take my profit, and I'm looking for the next stock that I consider low that I can make money that it's going to go up. But you don't have anything else in gold and silver. There is no selling it to go where? Where are you going to go? Platinum, palladium, copper, not a chance. Where are you going to go with your gold and silver that you are seeing cheap that you can make money on? And the best place is gold hasn't even started to move yet. Smaug hasn't even noticed it yet. He'll notice it at about 10,000. So what you have is gold just waking up. 3,300. It's just waking up. People still don't know what it is. People still don't know it's cheap. People still don't know to buy it. Now, I disagree when they say it's only 1% of people's portfolios because with all the inflation, their stocks have gone up so much that they might have a lot of gold, but compared to the amount of stocks that have gone up, it's still 1%. But they probably have more gold than these guys think. My portfolio is 90% gold and silver, about 8% baseball cards and football cards, and maybe 2% in a few dollars in the bank and in my safe. So I have less than 1% in cash. If I need cash, I sell gold or silver. Well, really, I'm not going to sell silver now. I'm waiting for silver to move, and then we're hitting the beach, and we'll go buy one. And I think a lot of people are waiting on silver because gold, it's hard. I get 100 ounces. Okay, great. Every $100 it goes up from 3,200 to 3,300, I make 10 grand. But in silver, you get 1,000 ounces, and every 100 it goes up, you make $100,000. Big difference. So that's why everybody's aching for silver to go up. That's the point of it, right? You're waiting for the silver to go because most people have a lot of it because it's been cheap, $10, $20, $30 now. So you can go buy 20 ounces here and 30 ounces there. And that's why people are waiting on the silver, and then they keep depressing the price. Gold's busted loose because the central banks are buying big bars of gold and they can't keep a lid on the price. But in silver, the central banks haven't started buying the silver yet. They've been busy buying gold because they're going to have a gold-backed currency for BRICS. And now there's more and more nations in it. There's like 25 nations in BRICS now, and another 30 or 40 that want to use the currency. That'll be like junior members. So wait till they figure out and understand that there's a need for gold and silver. Right now, they don't understand it. They're in their little dollars, clueless, just like in Madoff. So I bring up Madoff because at the end, when Madoff says, I did it, and obviously because the Russian mafia was going to kill his family, when Madoff finally says, I did it, and all the people lose their money, why are you surprised? Did you not know Madoff was a Ponzi scheme? And that's one thing they'll never say about gold. It can't be a Ponzi scheme. Nobody can Ponzi scheme you on gold. You go to the store, you make sure you buy an ounce that's real gold. They got machines there. You got a magnet, it doesn't stick. There's no Ponzi scheme that can happen. It's yours. But in Madoff, everybody's shocked. Oh, he really Ponzi schemed everybody. Oh, I lost my money. Then the attorney, what a scumbag he was. He makes the people that made the money pay it back to the people that lost. No, the people that lost are idiots and deserve to lose. The people that won took the risk that it was real and they made money should not lose a penny. And some guy in the interview goes, well, but that should be That was fair to take from the guy who made the money and give it. There's no other way. Yes, there is other ways. Let the people that lost lose. Let the people that won keep their money. There's no reason to steal the money from somebody who got lucky and won. It's like the lottery. They got lucky. They won. What are you taking their money for? Which they don't even have because they bought a house with it or took their kids to school, to college. They don't have the money. You can't take it from them. It doesn't work that way. This guy should have been prosecuted, the attorney in the trust or whatever you call it. He should be thrown in jail. His answer was wrong. So it's like if I bet on a football game, then we find the game is fixed, like the Tampa Oakland Super Bowl was fixed, or Super Bowl III was fixed. The owner of the Colts bet on the Jets, like $10 million, and he wins. You're going to take the money back from him because it was fixed? No. The people that lost, well, too bad. The people that won, great, you won. That's the way it works. You can't take money back from somebody who didn't know it was. If anybody knew it was a Ponzi scheme, wouldn't have gotten into it. So you're making money. You should have known it was a Ponzi scheme because you got to go, how do I make 10% every month? This is insanity. The guy never loses. I mean, that thought would have made you get out of it in the first place. But if you're smart enough to get into it and you weren't smart enough to take your profit, that's where you take your profit because it doesn't make sense. Gold, no, that makes sense. You don't take profit in gold. But then to take from the winners and give to the losers, what kind of crap is that? So wait, everybody that bet, that bet the basketball game, right? They took what Florida won over, I can't even remember the game, over somebody. Who did Florida play? Houston. Oh, wait, you know what? Gosh darn it. Let's get everybody that made money on Florida. I want to take your money and give it to the people that bet on Houston and lost. How does that sound? Excuse me? I mean, that's how stupid the attorney was. He totally fucked over everybody that got lucky enough to make money on the Ponzi scheme. And the losers, you lost. You got it. You lost. Too bad. You should have known better. Anyway, that's the problem. And then you bailed out the banks for the crash that you created by giving out easy mortgages. And people defaulted on their houses. Surprise, Madoff didn't catch that one. If he would have caught that one, he never would have lost. He just said, geez, I better settle up with everybody because I know this housing crisis is going to happen because they're giving loans to people that can't afford houses. And when the interest rates go up and they can't afford it in the beginning, how are they going to pay it? They're going to default. Oops, there goes all the real estate trust. Everybody's fucked. I better get out of my Ponzi scheme now. I've made enough money. You could have just said it's closing in 2007 and we'll see if we reopen. And that's it. And I would have closed it all out and then walked away. He didn't have to keep it going. Certainly not. Again, so the goal now is we need gold. We don't want it. We need it. We need silver because our dollars are worthless. Now that it's a need, the price is nowhere near where it's headed to. And you can see it just keeps going up and up and up. It went through 3,200 to 3,300 in what, 2 days? And when it hits 3,500, what's today, Wednesday? By Friday? Then what? This is going to 10,000 easily, minimal, conservative. Silver will hit 2,000 conservatively once we blow up COMEX. But you got to understand, they've been doing the shorts, the paper shorts, COMEX, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, HSBS, whatever the Chinese one is. They've been all shorting. God knows why. Demand for silver is huge. And they're going to owe trillions of dollars, these banks, because when it breaks 35, so they're the ones who keep pushing I don't even know where they're getting the money from because they don't have any money. They keep pushing the price down. That's why the price is down, not because no demand. There's just the same demand in silver as there is in gold. But silver's not Basel III until July, and then you're going to see it go. So July 1st, I would say you better buy as much silver as you can get your hands on by then, because then you're going to see it run, and it's going to go 50, 100, 500, just like that, just like gold's doing. It'll go more because as gold gets more expensive, it's a little harder to buy. But as I pointed out, you can go buy tenth of an ounce, quarter ounce, half ounce. You can still get a half ounce for $17.80. You can still get a quarter ounce for roughly $900. So, if you got 900, go buy a quarter ounce. It's fine. When it hits 40,000, it'll be worth 10 grand. You bought it for 900. Just keep buying. So, yeah, you can buy a lot more silver. At 32, I can buy, 30 ounces for the 900 that it's going to cost me to buy a quarter ounce of gold. That's why when silver runs, people are happy because they bought 1,000 ounces, 5,000 ounces, but you can't buy 5,000 ounces of gold. I mean, we could if we went back to the future and it was 1971 and it was $35 an ounce. Now we could go buy, 100 ounces. That's what, if it was me in Back to the Future, I wouldn't have went back to what I would have done is I would have stopped at 1952 and bought, his rookie, Mays' rookie, and a couple hundred Mantle rookies, right? That's what I would have done in 1952, 53, 54. His rookie card, 52, he was at Eau Claire, 53, Jacksonville, 54, he breaks in at Milwaukee. So his rookie card's probably 54. Mays is similar, and Mano, we know 52 tops. So with that said, that's the first thing I would have done if I went back to the future. Although I don't know how I would have done it because I would need, how do you get, like Doc had the suitcase with all the money from different years. How the fuck did he get it? How would you go back to a bank in 1952 and say, yeah, I want $5,000? What's he going to use? Can't use a debit or credit card. He can't use his 2010 money, 1984 money. So I don't know how he buys it. I mean, this is really confusing to me because it doesn't make any sense. I can't go into a bank with counterfeit money or money from I got money from 2100. I'm going to go to the bank now and get 2025. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So how he did it, I don't know. But that's what I would have done, is bought a bunch of Mantle rookies. I couldn't buy gold in 1950. It would have been 35 an ounce. So I'd have to come back to 1971 and buy gold at 35 an ounce. So busy. I would have bought gold at 35 an ounce. And now I'd sit there and have a good time with it. But that would be my movie. Back to the Future would be to buy gold and Mantle cards, not, maybe we should make that movie, right? And not, I don't give a shit about my mom and dad in high school. They didn't even go to the same high school. This is his point. This was his thought of the movie. He wanted to see his mom and dad in the high school. What an idiot that guy was Marty McFly. All right, so now we understand gold's a date. They can't, because it's Basel III. It's got to be paid off in a day. It's got to be based on, the stand for delivery. So even though silver stand for delivery, they don't have to deliver it. Gold, they have to now. So that's really the issue with the gold. So gold's running, and Smaug hasn't even saw it yet. Wait till Smaug realizes what gold is. He'll be coming, and it'll probably be at about 10,000 an ounce. I mean, gold's just going to keep going because now it's a need and you got to get out of dollars. Wait till everybody realizes the dollars are worthless. Once you realize the dollars and the euros and the Swiss francs and the British pounds and the yuan are worthless because you cannot just keep printing it, and they're all running the Keynesian playbook. So once everybody realizes it, China realizes it, they're buying gold. Russia realizes it, they're buying gold. Once these countries realize it, then you go from there. Once you realize what you got, you're only out gold and silver. And I'm telling you, there's not a lot of gold left. Silver, you can still go buy. I mean, if you're buying ounces, you can still go to the store, buy a few ounces of gold, buy a few ounces of silver. You can still do that, right? That's it, though. I mean, you can't. If you're like Luke's friend who has $4 million in his 401k, he can't just take $2 million out and buy gold. He can't find it. It'd be extremely difficult because there just isn't that much out to buy. He can probably buy 100 ounces. You can probably come in with $500,000 and say, "Here, go buy me $500,000 worth at my guy's store." Maybe he can do that. Maybe. Hard to say. But anyway, we're getting to there is no more gold. It's now second market, like the Super Bowl, and there goes the price. And that's why this COMEX price is a joke. All right, where did I want to go? Let's go to baseball. Well, let's see how we did yesterday. The Tigers almost got no hit. They got one hit in the fifth inning. I loved it. All right, Arizona under 9. We start with a loser. They go 10-4. Pitt under. No, Pitt over 8.5. They don't. Why did I go over 8.5? Pitt can't hit. I lose that one. It's 3-0 Washington. Then I got Cincy under 8. No, it goes 8-4. Goes over. Philly. I have Philly. It wins. That was a 2-star. That's a winner. I have Tampa Bay. They lose to Boston. I have the Yankees, which win 4-2. Another winner. Cleveland over 9. It hits 9. Atlanta under 7.5. They hit 9. The Mets lose to Minnesota 6-3. Detroit under 7.5. I finally hit Detroit 5-0. Milwaukee one hits them. I love it. The White Sox over 8. Yes, 12-3 Oakland. I got Houston, which wins 2-0. I got Texas, which wins 4-0. I got the Cubs under 8, 2-1. They win. And I got the Dodgers over 8.5, and they hit 8. I lose. So if I look at this, I lose Cincinnati under 8.5. I hit Philly. I hit the Yankees. I lose the Mets. I hit Detroit under, and I hit the Cubs. So in unit-wise, I break even on 3 units. And on the 2 units, I go 1, 2, 3, and 1. So I make 6 units yesterday. Pretty fucking good day. Again, I don't know if I got the right starting pitchers in Washington, Pittsburgh. The Washington pitcher with a 4 ERA shuts out Pittsburgh. Their 430 guy gives up 3 runs, so that's kind of confusing. Cincinnati, I don't believe these are the starting pitchers, 540 and 4.2. I would never have bet under on that. What is all these people like? Shut the fuck up. Yes, I got a haircut tomorrow. Yes, we get it. Okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah, see you then. All right. So let's do baseball. Let's go to today, 4/16. So I did my tax return yesterday. That's one burden. I'll pay it off in a few months, but I use the credit card. All right. Atlanta and Toronto, 1:00. It's 12:30. Atlanta minus 130, over under of 7. Today's Wednesday, I believe. Yes. Okay. We got Spencer Strider 0-0 with an O for Atlanta, and Chris Bassett 1-0 with an 0.98. Let's see if Spencer Strider is actually a zero pitcher or hasn't pitched yet. Last 10 games. Oh, he has pitched 3. How can he have a 0 ERA? He gave up 2 runs on the 29th, and he gave up 5 runs on the April 5th. So that is not a 0 ERA. I'm not sure what the hell it is. So how do they? He's not 0-0 with the 0. So I'm going to go Toronto here. Bassett 1-0 with the 0.98. So let's go Toronto. The Mets in Minnesota, we got Huskar Brazotti BB 0-0 with the 0.79 against David Fiesta. 0-0 with an O. Is he another? Well, they fucked up his stats yesterday. What is going on with these stats? He pitched 4 innings. He gave up 1 run. Oh, he didn't have an earned run. In 4 innings, and then 0. Okay, so he does have a 0, but he's only pitched in 1 game. Let's see if this is the same with Spencer Strider. Were these runs not earned? No, he gave up 5 runs and 2 runs earned. All right, so the Mets guy, Fiesta is 0. All right, so we'll go under then with the New York Mets under 8. Detroit, Milwaukee 150 and 8.5. Kedr Montero, who sucks, is 0-0 at the 0. That doesn't make sense either. I don't think this is working. He's pitched. Oh yeah, he. I thought this guy's pitched this year. All right, I guess he hasn't. This guy really stinks. Against Jose Quintana, 1-0 with an 0-0-0. And he's pitched, he shut out Arizona with 7. So let's go Milwaukee. And let's go 2 units on Milwaukee. This guy's a pretty good pitcher. Quintana Montero is terrible. And I don't know with Detroit. I mean, one day they all hit, and then they got one. I thought they were getting no-hitted. I thought I must have looked at about the 4th inning, and there was a no-hitter. They got a hit in the 5th, and then that was it, 1 hit. It's funny how the batting averages drop. The guy goes 0 for 4, and his batting average goes from 300 to 260, and you're like, okay. None of them have batted that much. That's why you get skewed a little bit looking at averages. It's too early in the season, not enough data. All right, so we got Milwaukee over Detroit, 2 units. Houston, St. Louis. Houston won yesterday. We got Ronald Blanco, 1-1 with the 6.94 against Steven Matz, 0-0 with the 2.31. I'm going to go, I'm going under 8.5. I won't bet it. I found a different way. I was going to say guys that hit under 200 and guys that hit over 275 and say, oh, there's +4 and there's -4. Now I just going to count them. So if they have 3 300 hitters and then they have 4 under 200, I'll just say they're a -1. and I know that they don't have any hitting. So I'm just going to do that for every team. And I'll just say, oh, +3, -4, and we'll know what it is. And most of these teams have too many hitters hitting under 200. It's a disgrace. It's not professional. I don't know what the hell these scouts and general managers are doing, and this whole swing up and hit home runs. It doesn't work, and I don't want a bunch of 120 hitters. Then the other thing is the managers are a bunch of fucking idiots. So they bat their first hitter might be a 290 hitter. Then they put a 125 hitter after him. And then their cleanup hitter hits about 140. And then maybe they have a 270 hitter. And then their ninth hitter hits 300. Why is your ninth hitter who hits 300 batting ninth? If I have a 300 hitter and I have a 290 hitter batting first, the 300 hitter is batting second because I want him up as much as we can get him up. I don't want him batting ninth where I'm going to lose one of his at-bats and the guy hits 300. I want him to bat. Well, this way he can bat him and the one hitter. Well, then put him 1-2, you idiots. Worst managing I've ever seen. The whole game is just losing it. This 5-inning, let's throw screwballs and let's throw 100 miles an hour. And then all their arms get hurt. They wonder why they have no pitching. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I could not manage like that. It reminds me of girls softball when the guy would, when we used to have, you can only have so many batters an inning. You can get 4 runs and that's it. It was crazy. All right, the Cubs in San Diego. Cubs -120, 7.5. Matthew Boyd, 1-1 with the 159. Nick Pivetta, 2-1 with the 159. Cubs have been, this is a good thing. I'm going under the Cubs. We went under 8, and it was a 3-unit. We won yesterday, and now we're going under 7.5. But I'm not going to bet it. I don't trust Boyd. Pavetta's pretty good. I would take San Diego to win, but the Cubs have been playing pretty rough. Cleveland and Baltimore. Baltimore 125-8. Gavin Williams 1-0 with the 3.46. Dean Kremer 1-2 with an 8.16. Go Cleveland. Beat Navy. Arizona and Miami. This was a high-scoring game yesterday. I don't know why I thought it'd be a low. Braden Pfaadt, who stinks, 2-1 with the 3.50 against Max Meyer, 1-1 with the 2. Arizona -150. Over under 8. I don't know. This says it's an under, but I bet it under yesterday and lost, and I'm not one to go under again. I'll take Miami, but not for a bet. Washington and Pitt. I had Pitt over 8.5. It was an under game. Washington 110, 8.5. Mitchell Parker 2-0 with the 196. Bailey Falter 0-2. Oh, we're taking Washington. This will be 2 units. This is just a pitching, an ace against the 5th. Seattle, Cincinnati. Seattle -125-9. Bryce Miller 0-2 with the 4.50. Nick Martinez 0-2 with the 6.06. Seattle cannot hit. Yesterday, what did we have? We took Cincinnati under and we lost. So we're going to go over this game. 2 weak pitchers. We'll go Seattle over 9. We're not going to bet it. We got a 450 pitcher and a 606 pitcher. See, sometimes I think they change pitchers. The pitchers I see now, and then at game time, I go in the box score. Wait, what happened to the 450 and the 606 guys? So be careful when you're making your bets that they're same pitchers that we're talking about here. The 49ers and the Eagles, a good game yesterday. We played the Eagles and we won. And we got the Eagles -145, 7.5. Robbie Ray 3-0 with the 2.93 for the 49ers. Nola 0-3 with the 5.51 for Philly. We're going to go to San Francisco to win. To place. That team's going to come in second. No, we're actually going to play to win. Boston, Tampa. We had Tampa, which lost, so Boston won. Tampa 145, 9.5. Sean Newcomb 0-2 with the 5 ERA for Boston. Zach Littell 0-3 with the 6.88. We're going to go over in this game. Boston over 9.5. And we'll go 2 units. 2 weak pitchers. KC and the Yankees. George Brett's going to play this game against Reggie Jackson. We got the Yanks minus 150 and 8. Chris Bubik, 2-1 with an 0.96 for Kansas City. Clark Schmidt, 0-0 with an 0.00. And he pitched this year? And he's just coming off the DL. So that means he's going to pitch like 3 innings. I'm going to take KC here, 2 units. Because I don't think Schmidt's going to – he's got rotator cuff problems. So he's going to go 2 innings, 3 innings. You get to the bullpen. This other guy's 2-1 with the 0.96. Why are the Yankees a 150 favorite? Man, that's a steal with KC there. Oakland against the White Sox. We had the White Sox over 8, and it won yesterday. Just when you think the White Sox have a minor league team or a little league team, they surprise you. Oakland 155. Oh, I think Oakland put up 15 runs yesterday. That's what it was. Oswald Cobblepot for Oakland, 1-1 with a 3.0 ERA against Jonathan Cannon, 0-2 with the 5.79. So I'm gonna go over again. Oakland over 7.5. We'll go 2 units. Because the White Sox pitching sucks. This Cannon's going to give up 7 runs by himself. All right. California and Texas. California 135, 9.5. Jose Siriano 2-1 with the 2.70 against Patrick Corbin. 0-0 with the 6.75. I'm going to take California, but I'm not going to play it. And our last game, Colorado and the Dodgers. We had the Dodgers over 8.5. They couldn't score. I don't know what's going on. They can't hit. German Marquez, 0-2 with the 4.60 against Bobby Miller. 0-0 with an 0.00 from Louisville. Hasn't pitched yet this game, this season. So I'm going to go over again. LA over 8.5. I'm not going to bet it. And that is your plays today. So let's recap. We're starting out with Toronto, the New York Mets under 8, Milwaukee, Houston under 8.5, the Cubbies under 7.5, Cleveland, Miami, Washington, Seattle over 9, the 49ers, Boston over 9.5, KC, Oakland over 7.5, California and LA over 8.5. That would be the Dodgers. The bets, Milwaukee, 2 units, Washington, 2 units, Boston over 9.5, 2 units, KC, 2 units, Oakland over 7.5, 2 units. So I got 5 bets, I guess. Good luck today. And let's see what's going on in the NFL. The draft's next week. I will point out the top 10 quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers. They keep talking about Prime Jr., and I don't know what they're wasting their time on. He's not very good. They show highlights when he throws a touchdown pass. Whip-de-doo. Could Sanders be left waiting to hear his name called? I don't even know why anybody would draft the guy, personally. And then they're not talking about Dylan Gabriel. They're talking about Tyler Shaw from Louisville, who used to be Texas Tech's quarterback. They're talking about Milrose for some reason. How does Milrose, again, an athlete is not a quarterback, right? Cam Ward, I think it's too much because he's an athlete. You're missing the point. Where's Texas State's guy? Where's Chandler Morris from North Texas? Those are your real quarterbacks. Pavia should be the best, but he's not in the draft this year. Dylan Gabriel should be up top 3. So, like they did last year, what did they go with Caleb? And what were we screaming? The top 3 quarterbacks: Daniels, Penix, and Bo Nix. Top 3 quarterbacks this year are kid from Texas State, kid from North Texas, and the kid and Dylan Gabriel. Those are your top 3. And again, they're looking at the wrong thing. This is the problem with GMs in baseball. They're not looking for 300 hitters. They want everybody to know if they qualify or not. Pitching is all throw 100 miles an hour and spin it a lot, which ruins their elbows. They all going for Tommy John surgery, and now you're like, well, let's just pitch them 100 pitches every 5 days. It doesn't help. You're spinning the ball and it's torquing your elbow. You're fucked. You can throw 5 pitches. It's not going to matter. You got to cut that out. Let them just throw fastballs. You throw 92, fine. It's going to get them out. It's the change in speeds and locations that gets them out, not somebody can throw the ball fast. Most of these hitters are major league, although I don't know. I'd say about 5 or 6 on each team is a major league hitter. The rest are garbage. So, and I hate when my 3, 4, 5 hitters try to walk. You're there to get a hit. You're there to get an extra base hit and drive in runs. You're not there to work a walk on 12 pitches. I see that. It just blows my mind. No, you're there to hit the ball. I had a girl in my fast pitch team with my daughter, and she would intentionally get hit by the pitch. If it was close, she wore like pads on her shins, and she would just kind of open up a little bit and let the ball hit her on her shin. And I'd be like, I don't want you. Well, I didn't mind that much that she got hit because then she would steal seconds. She was fast. But in certain situations, I want to see you hit the ball. You're a good hitter. Stop relying on getting hit by a pitch. Hit the ball. So anyway, that's, if you're a good hitter, hit the ball. I don't want you walking. All right. So Prime Jr. is not a good. There's nowhere I saw this guy getting drafted in the first round. There's no way I see Cam Ward as the best quarterback. And there's no way I don't see Dylan Gabriel getting drafted in the first round. How are you not? What is it? They're not looking at the games, and that's what separates me from these morons. I look at it, how he played in the Ohio State game, the first one. These other games, they're undefeated because of him. He's good footwork. He was hitting the guys very good. What is it that we're not seeing about him that you think he's not good? He's good. He showed it in the games. I don't care what he does in these bullshit pro days and how fast he can run a 40. Jesus Christ. Or he's not tall enough. What's the excuse that you're trying to use when he finally plays and you're going to say, fuck, this guy's really good? Sort of like Hendon Hooker. I don't know why the Lions aren't playing him. He's much better than Jared Goff. And, well, we're going to bring in so he can compete for the second string job. Fuck, he's your best quarterback. He should be competing for the first job, but you're making a mistake by paying Goff all this money so you can watch him choke. Hendon Hooker's a winner because he did what he did against Alabama, and it goes right over their heads. Mock draft 8.0. I'm tired of mock drafts. Ward might go number 1, but he's not the best prospect. Well, Tennessee doesn't know what they're doing. They drafted Will Levis. How did that work out? He should never have been drafted at all, especially not in the first round. So they ignore that the GM drafted Will Levis, and he sucks, and now they're going to let him draft Cam Ward, and he's not very good. Good luck with that, fellas. NFL draft position rankings. Headlines. Quarterbacks headlined by Ward and Sam. Let's take a look at that. Let's have a laugh. Cam Ward. Here's the top 5 quarterbacks. Cam Ward, no, not one. Prime Jr., no, he's not in the top 10. Tyler Shaw from Louisville, maybe he's near the bottom. Jackson Dart, not a chance. And Riley Leonard, not a chance. Where are they coming up with these guys? Good Lord. Who's the idiot that puts this together? Riley Leonard. I love this. Riley Leonard is... Here's Riley Leonard's stats. 16 touchdowns and 5 picks. This guy's not even... He's 6th or 7th round at best. All right. Leonard's toughness. Oh, I need a quarterback who's tough. Or I need a quarterback who can run. No, I need a quarterback who can actually throw the ball. Steelers had quarterback of the future. Heifetz also shed light on the possibility of Alabama quarterback Milroe going in the first round, specifically mentioning the Steelers. Don't they have? Oh no, they got rid of Fields. That worked well with Fields. What's the difference between Milroe and Fields? They both stink. Aaron Rodgers were to retire. The desperate need for a young quarterback could push the Steelers toward the surprise move. Well, I wouldn't base it on getting Rodgers. I would base it on that Milroe sucks. Let's see. Oh, where are the other positions? So they talk about quarterbacks. Anyway, they're all full of shit, these guys. I mean, who are these idiots to tell us who the top? See, this is like everything else. These guys talk about these guys like they know what they're talking about. Oh, Cam Ward's he's not the first, he's not the best quarterback. But they'll talk about just like they talk gold and silver and they talk about AI and they talk about everything else. They're all you can't really listen to them because they don't know what they're talking about. That's why it's important to know who to listen to. So I tell you, watch the Keynesians. Don't listen to the Keynesians. You got to listen to the Austrians. That's why we listen to Egon because he's an Austrian, pretty much. So we talk about them. All right. What else? Travis Hunter, I don't understand why you would draft that guy in the first round. Pick 2, Cleveland, Travis Hunter. All right, you need a quarterback, Cleveland. You've got a guy who's what? A quarterback or a wide receiver. 6'1", 185. I don't buy any of that. It's not the type of position you draft in the second pick. You certainly can't draft quarterback second, which leads you to drafting a wide receiver second. How can you do that? You cannot draft either position in the second pick. There's that kid out of Tennessee, Pierce. who's probably the best edge rusher. I would draft him. I would draft Gentry, the running back, because Chubb's injured. And I certainly go to Dylan Gabriel. But I would not touch this guy second. He doesn't fill a need. I'll bet you that he's injured 8 games next year. So he play 17 now. I bet for 8 or 9 of them he's injured. He's too light, and he can't play both positions. I mean, maybe he comes in the end of the half. They're doing a Hail Mary as a cornerback. Maybe, if you're trying to do a Hail Mary, you bring him as a receiver, but I don't see him playing that much. All right. So not much going on in football. The draft's next week. We will look at it. I'll do my homework maybe today. All right. Let's see if we got anything on YouTube.
I'm probably the only person online who shares every single one of my trades completely for free.
Fuck off.
What is going on with the new...
BRICS payment is coming, so that's the gold-backed currency. I will watch this later. This just came out. So it's going to be gold-backed currency, which we already know. It's not a surprise. It's one of the reasons gold going through the roof, and silver's not yet.